This is Marvel Universe Submariner. The figure is part of the fourth wave of the 2011 or Series 3 Marvel Universe figures. And this is the regular release. I think the variant will have a Namor inscription on the base plate instead of Submariner. But I'm pretty happy with this one. I don't need the variant. Initially, I thought this figure was going to be the weakest figure in the whole lot. You got X-23, you got Steve Rogers. I'm going to show you. Here's a quick look at the packaging. Great art by Bianchi right there. I'm a big fan of Simone Bianchi. And as you can see, here's the rest of the wave, as well as they don't have Doctor Doom in there, but really a lot of fantastic figures in this wave, and I thought he was going to be the weakest because I didn't have an Ultron yet, and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought he was going to be the weakest, and as it turns out, this figure is actually one of the best in the lot, and I'm actually very pleased. I'm kicking myself now in the ass for opening him up. The figure is fantastic, and I'm gonna have to scramble to get another one just so I can keep it in packaging. If I still have money. Damn, these Christmas sales. Anyway, I'll probably not get another one, but I'm so tempted to get another one because the figure is just great. Hasbro did a phenomenal job on these 70s. I mean, he looks like he's in his full, if you can call the trunks his full suit. But this is how Submariner looked like back in the 60s, 70s when he was created by Marvel. And he just had his trunks with him. Didn't even have a scepter, I think. He was the King of Atlantis, in Namor. And he was like, I thought he was a pretty cheesy character back in the day. Back in the 80s, I grew up watching those really corny cartoons that had, they weren't really animation, they weren't really cartoons, they were just like frames from the comic books that they were just moving around. If you know what I'm saying, then you're as old as me. But that's my first experience of the Submariner. Never really read up on the comic books. Started reading up on him, especially because now he's become part of the X-Men. We'll keep the packaging in the background so the lighting doesn't go off. He's now part of the X-Men. If you've kept tabs on Schism and X-Men Regeneration, you'll know that he's sided with Cyclops. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to ruin that for anybody. But he's now part of the X-Men, the Uncanny X-Men, and I thought that was pretty cool. He's always been a badass for me. I thought he was really a hero that wasn't really a hero because he wanted to be a villain for some reason. He's been a villain for Iron Man, but I really like this figure now, and I've changed my mind about Submariner, or Namor, for some reason. Not that I'm all going gay up on this figure now. There's nothing wrong with that though. But I mean, I just think Hasbro did a phenomenal job on a very simple character as Submariner. Not to degrade the character too much, but I thought he's always been very plain and simple to me. He's always wearing his trunks, or he's in his King of Atlantis outfit like this one. This was the first version of Submariner. Kind of goofy looking Submariner, not really the Submariner you wanted. I was kicking myself in the ass for actually getting this one. I actually thought it was going to be nice. It looks nice as a display piece, but as an action figure, it wasn't that great at all to me. It was okay, not bad, but it was okay, just okay for me. But now with the current version, I think they look great together. It didn't come with the base. I know it says multiple man. Didn't come with the base back in the day. In the first versions of the Marvel Universe, I had to borrow one from one of my multiple man figures. But looking at them now in hindsight, I'm pretty glad I actually picked this guy up. They look great together. And if you have an X-Men shelf, you're going to want to have these two guys there. So on to this figure yet again. The scepter is, as you've seen, it's just a repack of that. And it's not bad. I mean, decent plastic. It's a lot better than that Iron Man repulsor blast and the Spider-Man webbing. The figure is well articulated. You can get him in such dynamic poses like what I've done in the beginning. And I think this is going to be the new standard for for Hasbro's Marvel Universe figures, the amount of articulation they've put on the figure, bordering on how Toy Biz did their Marvel Legends. And if that's the case, then 2 thumbs up, Hasbro. Kudos for really, really listening to the fans' clamor on articulation on your figures. So let's get right to it. He's got a new everything about this figure is new. I think even the clenched fist, I think, is new, because this one is a lot thinner. Okay, we'll keep him there just for reference. So just like the Doctor Strange mold and the Captain America Steve Rogers mold, he's got all the plethora of articulation that Hasbro has given Marvel Universe figures. He's got a ball-jointed neck that sits on a hinge. He's got an awesome, awesome new head sculpt. Look at that. That is Namor. Excuse me. Right there. He's got an upper torso ball joint. He's got a waist swivel. I thought this was not necessary. I mean, because 2 parallel joints isn't really, that great of a deal, but it's additional articulation, and I am not complaining. There is a ball hinge shoulder, bicep swivel, hinge elbow, ball jointed shoulder, bicep swivel, a hinge elbow, swivel wrist, which you will have to pop off from the extra paint that's stuck it on right there when you open this guy up. He's got a ball jointed hip, a thigh swivel. Be careful with that. It's sort of a little bit loose, at least on my figure. Double hinge knee, a shin swivel, a hinge ankle, and a rocker joint on the ankle. Just talk about massive articulation on a particular 3 3/4 inch figure. If Hasbro can do so much articulation on this one, I just wish they would do the same on the Star Wars figures. The Star Wars figures have reduced in articulation, and these guys have actually increased. Talking about paint apps, there's really not much paint apps that you can see, but very, very well done. His trunks are painted very well. And I think for some reason, Hasbro, in both male and female figures, have increased the curves on his ass. On most of the Marvel Universe male figures, the ass curvage has... I'm not trying to sound too gay on this one, but just a quick observation. There's nothing wrong with that, though. So there you go. Great figure. I'm so happy I actually got this guy and opened him up. If you haven't picked up Namor, the figure is phenomenal. And if you're a big Submariner fan or X-Men fan, you have got to get your hands on these figures, especially if you already have this figure. It's going to be so cool if Hasbro actually comes up with an Emma Frost figure. And if you're reading up on X-Men Schism, you'll know what I'm talking about. Namor comes in all juiced up and in all his Submariner regala, trying to seduce Emma Frost. He's like topless. I forgot if he was wearing pants or his trunks. Emma Frost just stands there, and there was enough sexual tension to just... Anyway, I'm not going to try and spoil it. If you read the Schism arc, the limited series, it's a great series. Kind of sucky in the ending, that from the story itself, Schism, they're going to split up the X-Men, but what the hey. So anyway, back to the figure. Great figure. I give it an actual 10 out of 10. I am so surprised at how much I love this figure. So there you go, folks. Gotta have this figure. Big Marvel Universe fan, big X-Men fan, big Submariner fan. Pick this guy up. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. To know more about my latest toy purchases and upcoming reviews, please follow me on Twitter at www.twitter.com/fxfranz. This is Marvel Universe, the Submariner. Thanks for watching.